Hey everyone, welcome to the very first video of 2016. I'm so happy to share this one with you, especially because this is also the very first video of this year's crafting and sewing series. As you can tell by the title, I've kind of impromptu named it So Happy 2016. Maybe we should make that a hashtag. I'm not sure yet. It was the wittiest thing I could come up with on the spot, and then I realized a lot of other people have used it, but beyond the point, we're sticking with this for now. Although if you have a great name for a crafting / sewing series for this year, leave it for me down below in the comment section. I know some of you are all great at coming up with witty titles and things like that, which is completely not my forte. But moving on to the good stuff. I want to address in this video, number one, whatever happened to the Wardrobe Architect Challenge from 2015. I have an explanation for that, trust me. And also my plans for sewing for 2016. And at the end of this video, I'll give you a little sneak peek of a new sewing machine that I got just a couple of days ago during the holidays. And I am thrilled about it, and I thought we would unbox it together. So, last year, I attempted to embark, well, I did, leave the dock, on this journey of trying to revamp my wardrobe. And I was following along with this series from Colette called the Wardrobe Architect Challenge, which essentially is you analyze your wardrobe, try to figure out your style, what you want, where do you want your style to be, and, to work towards, and then sew items based on things that will work for your life, that, colors that make you happy, styles that fit you, flatter you, things like that. I think realistically it was a bit too ambitious, especially because I was getting back into sewing after a long hiatus. I've been sewing for about 10 years, maybe 13 give or take, but for me, it's been a while since I got back onto a machine, and this time around I really wanted to do it right. I wanted quality over quantity. And although it didn't seem like I had a lot of garments planned for the Wardrobe Architect Challenge, it actually ended up being quite a bit. Especially because, number one, my machine was giving me some problems here and there. My work was just inconsistent from the machine. So, that drives you nuts and really wears on your patience. But on top of that, I was trying to do a lot of fine sewing. I got some books and I wanted to really work on some of my vintage patterns, which I collect, and I have cut out a couple of them and separated them, but not all the garments are finished. Essentially, I've only absolutely completed one garment from last year, and the rest are kind of half sewn or in the process of being done, 50%, 30%, things like that. Some are just cut out. I want to focus on the fine sewing techniques, the hand sewing, beautiful edge finishes. Instead of just doing like a zigzag, I wanted to hand finish the seams or bind them or do something beautiful with them so they look great outside and inside and show some great craftsmanship. If you actually pay attention to the header of my blog or my YouTube channel, it actually says beauty blogger, style seeker, and future master seamstress. Again, part of my lifelong learning goals, I wanted to really perfect my sewing skills. And that takes time, of course. So I think I bit off a bit more than I can chew, what I'm trying to say. But for 2016, I think my plans are definitely to finish the ones I've already cut out. But also I wanted to maybe just cut it down to 6 items, new items for this year. Which would mean about 2 items per month. I think that sounds a bit manageable. And on top of that, what ended up happening was that with school, going back to school full-time and life and everything else, sewing got pushed behind. Although it's something I most absolutely enjoy, I just didn't make time for it. So this year I'm thinking of blocking out time, doing block scheduling to make sure that this chunk of time, this time during the week is just for sewing, to move myself along. So that's something I'm working on. I also probably would make a video, if you guys would like, about my kind of sewing project binder I've got here. I've reorganized things so they flow a lot better, and I have a better grasp of things I need to do for each project, all the different steps, and just to keep myself accountable for my work. So I've got that in here. I can show you if you would like in a different video. Now, many of you have actually mentioned to me that you would love to see more crafting related videos. I've done a couple of artsy videos here and there for 2015, but for this year, I'm a little lost in terms of how I can do it to make it work for me so that it's easier to film, as well as make it enjoyable and informative for you as well, so you can take on these projects. I never want to do anything super overwhelming that you're like, whoa, can't do it, great for you, but not for me. Like, that's not the point, right? I think there's a lot of intimidation that comes along with sewing and sewing on the machine, you know. A lot of the videos, when I search up sewing, it will say, no sew method. And I'm like, just sew it. You know, it lasts longer, it looks absolutely more beautiful, I think, for the most part. Unless it's something that's you're going to use only temporarily, I think sewing always beats the non-sew method, like 90% of the time. Like I said, unless it's something semi-permanent that you need to whip up quickly. So I want to take away that intimidation about sewing and using needles and threads and the seam ripper, you know, things like that. But I'm not sure how to do it, because that would involve having someone film the video for me, depending on the size of the project. So I'm still thinking about that, whether I should make it a voiceover, I should do it live, how that's going to go. If you've got great ideas, let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see and how you would like to see it, and I'll try to work that out for 2016. But beyond the point, I've got, so like I said, about 6 garments planned, or so far, and then a couple of household projects, which I might do in terms of blog posts for my blog. I need to make something to cover the storage on top of my closet, and also like a hangover storage for little things for my bookshelf. So those are in progress. I've drafted up some plans for those. So household items as well as personal garments will be part of my sewing ideas for this year. But beyond that, you will probably like to see my new machine, because I am so excited about it. I spent so many hours in Spool of Thread is where I went to over here in Vancouver, and I got a new machine, so let's have a look. This time around, I decided to go for an Elna machine, which is now owned by Janome, as I was told, another popular brand for sewing machines. Elna is of Swiss heritage, and I really wanted to just branch out from the singers that I had been using for years. So it was the debate between the Elna 240 and also the Elna 320, which I ended up buying here. Now, I wasn't looking for anything fancy. Instead, I really needed a machine that was reliable, that was consistent, and didn't wobble on the table when I put the pedal to the metal. This one had all the basic functions. I didn't need any of the fancy computerized thingamabobbles that they have in the store. A lot of those, not to mention very expensive, were also not necessary for my needs for sewing. This one is a top-loading bobbin, which is reminiscent of the 70s and 80s singers that I've used before, and it just sounded great. Just like how you would test a car engine, I ran this through some fabric and it just sounded just lovely. Now, this comes with a manual which gives you all the details and gives you the basic setup. Most of the modern machines are threaded and set up the same way, but I may reference this when I need to twiddle with a few details here and there. Also comes with a warranty, but let's put that aside and look at the fun little accessories. Now, this Elna package comes with a load of accessories, including, I believe, a top walking foot for those complicated fabrics, a couple of extra bobbin, also the zipper foot, like a little cleaning brush for the insides, and all kinds of bits and pieces that you'll need to keep up your machine, and some sewing needles, which is, of course, something that you'll need too. It's really nice that this machine also comes with a hard case as part of the package, but I mean, it's not like I'm going anywhere too wild with my sewing machine. I'm really excited to give this some real life testing, and hopefully it will serve me well over many years. Now, at the same store, I also picked up one sewing book, which is kind of like a dictionary encyclopedia of technical skills, how to go around a corner, clip a corner, round off edges, sew a zipper, just good technical craftsmanship, and just to refresh bits and pieces. As well, I picked up this indie pattern from the brand Colette, which is the company that I tried to do the Wardrobe Architect Challenge follow along with last year. But I noticed that Spool of Thread sold their pattern, so I must pick one up, I thought to myself, because they're very hard to find and it's just easier than ordering online. So I got this cute little dress, which I'm hoping to make sometime during this year. If you're a sewer as well, let me know which one is your favorite pattern brand. And there we go. This wraps up our first video of the year, as well as first crafting video of the year. Really hope you enjoyed this and unboxing my machine and showing you my new goodies. Like I said, if you got ideas for sewing or crafting that you would like to see, leave it down below in the comments for me or hit me up over on social media. I love to connect. And if you are one of those smart-witted people, leave me some ideas for like a cute, short, compact, hashtagable name for sewing things that's coming on the channel for this year. Not great at that, maybe you're better. So here we are. I'm so excited to get going. I've got so many plans for sewing and can't wait to show you my next sewing video. Until next time, take care. Bye.